Orleans Saints. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Here we go. 60 or. You remember me. Go out. Switch. Go. Check nickel. Check nine.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
22-jet bomber. Check 37. Hey, Sam off. Big grip.
From the gun, Lawrence. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. 17 there, and a New Orleans first down.
A gain of 17 yards. That's good for the Saints. First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Ready? 18, Gator. 6'6", pull it high. Hey, let's go. Time to crouch. I'm coming after you.
Off the play fake. Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jarrett Davis gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
218, chopper. Gone. Out. Fight.
On the ground, Kamara. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Set, ready? 10-2 saw.
Hey, here I come. Get it.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Lawrence. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep is Tavon Austin. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
On the set. Hey, we got Mike 50, yep. Hey, the routine spill. Undercross.
Now the former Terrapin, this is Ty Johnson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one 28 yards on the ground.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
On first down, Fitzgerald. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds, because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Here's second and 10 now from the 35.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Here's Johnson. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is third down.
Check, check.
Hey, team six.
Operating from the gun, Fitzgerald. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to fourth down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's third down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes. Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Brings up second and 8 at the 17-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
Rock it.
You. Check safety. Wow.
General West. Hey, wahoo.
Here's second and 8. That's complete. It's Gordon. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Ready, set.
51. Pick me up. Here we go.
Greystone, travel.
Come. Bang.
Look at me. Score. Big grip.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Slip. Squeeze. Fight.
From the gun, Lawrence. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 30. 33 yards that time.
That's another Saints first down.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
3, Saints nothing.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Off play action, Lawrence. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Trey Flowers in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Now.
Off the play fake, Lawrence. He's got this complete to Ryan Switzer. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Two draw quarters. Ready?
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Josh Gordon, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints have taken the lead. Will Lutz on for the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Ready?
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, and the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
He'll get this one to Galladay. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Ready?
2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
Check the backer.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fitzgerald. And finding Keelan Cole. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 1st down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here we go. Set. 18 Gator.
50 to Mike. Don't let him breathe.
22 Jet Bomber. 22 Jet Bomber.
Breathe,
Shoot.
The 1st down carry here for Johnson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Ready? 60 Pittsburgh. Back. And up.
Operating from the gun, Fitzgerald. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. So we race the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
Check 4. 6-6. Pull it high.
From the gun, Fitzgerald. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Take it at the 37. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Meanwhile, checking in on what's going on in Baltimore. And the Steelers, they're out to an early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Off play action. Lawrence. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Kamara. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
55.
Here we go.
23. 218. Chopper. Get it.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lawrence. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. But prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Protein spill.
Off the play fake. Lawrence. Open man is Michael Thomas. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a 1st down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball?
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Matchbox lights. Tighten up.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
Let's go.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Check 55, Mike.
Ready?
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Adam Shaheen, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. A run there on first down gets 3 up to the 28. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's a 2nd and 7. Sliding out of the pocket. He gets this one to Johnson. He finds an opening past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on, you heave one deep when you catch him close to the spot.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and it's 3rd and short.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. Off play action. Fitzgerald. He'll rifle this one deep right side. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
We got 3, fellas, we got 3.
5.
Throwing on first down, Lawrence. And Josh Hill has it. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Okay, baby, let's go. Let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
A gain of 15.
On the double.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Check. You draw quarter. Ready?
From the gun, a run for Johnson. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Cameron Jordan in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Rocket. Pilot, 64, weak.
Off the play fake. Lawrence. He gets this complete to Shaheen, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Two-jet bomber. Everyone's got four down. Jump, look at me. Go.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. Pass incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down, Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down.
Watch the safety creep.
From the gun, Lawrence. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
First down. First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Ready? 90, Wolf.
Check three.
Get it.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brings up second and goal. At the
Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Get ready.
Now.
Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's third and goal.
Check 26.
Ready.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Down. 18, Gator.
Hey, defense, left up. Shoot. Showing it.
They go to Johnson again. 5 yards will get them back to the original line of scrimmage, but now they're looking at 3rd and 10.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get
Roll out.
Here. Check.
They're going to try and throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late-game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. That's caught. It's Thomas. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
Go! 10 over. Go! Be driven.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Josh Hill. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter play. The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Fitzgerald. Open man. He's got him. The tight end, Hockenson. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Watch the twist.
Singletary, they'll run for it. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. From the gun, Fitzgerald. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 19 yards there on the catch and run. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Running from the gun, Johnson. Room here to run. The 20. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one good for 33 and a first.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
On 1st down, Fitzgerald. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fitzgerald. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
The Lions on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Hey, lock it.
Shit. SOS.
Check. Blue draw forfeit.
Crouch. Watch out.
They'll try to run for this with Singletary. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Devin Singletary, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. They go for just 1 here as it's up and good. And that will shave 1 more off this lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Hey, orbit. Mike 51, Mike 51.
To throw on second down, Lawrence. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Lawrence. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around, obviously.
When you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Fitzgerald, he'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there for Detroit. 47 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. Looking to throw. Fitzgerald. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Back to throw. Fitzgerald. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Fitzgerald. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. McManus's point after is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. after the loss to start out. Here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Kamara. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as he'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Hey, let's go. Check.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. Ooh, the juke. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Now Austin. 12 yards on the return that time. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. We've seen some big kicks in the NFL the last few years, and that one might just rank right up there.
And you know, you can hear the crowd react, right? But I was focused in on the sideline and watched them absolutely erupt. I don't know how many of them thought that he was actually going to make that kick, but how about how they felt when the ball went over the post?
At their own 24-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
36-yard line.
Down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
80 weapon.
He's checking crap.
Ready.
Back to throw. Lawrence. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 6 there on the first down play. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Here's Thomas Morstead now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Here's Austin. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is open.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Recon, 132 fighter. Safety screaming. Shoot.
There's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Check 31, check 31. Pilot, 64, weak.
Now they try the right side here. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
2nd and 8 at the Saints' 44-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
That's what I do.
Looking to throw. Fitzgerald got an open man. Keelan Cole. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Back to throw. Fitzgerald. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. 7 on 3rd down. Off play action. Fitzgerald. Oh, he's going to go for it all. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now Kamara. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Check safety.
Ready.
This is Scarborough. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
70, Indy.
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Set, ready, 8, read.
We don't want this.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
Off the play fake. Lawrence. And Jeffrey's got it. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 19 yards that time for number 19.
That's another Saints first down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
90 Wolf.
Check 55 to Mike. Don't get nervous.
Kamara trying the right side. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Now the timeout comes here. And the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. Now the timeout comes here. And the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner.
A 37-yard attempt.
And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for New Orleans, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Detroit, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll have a quick turnaround as they're back in action Thursday at noon Eastern for the traditional Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit.
Tell me what you want, what you need.